We'll let everyone finish up their pictures and chats, and then we'll get started. Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the 36th Annual National Softball Hall of Fame Induction Ceremonies. My name is Cody Warren, and I am the Managing Director of Communications for ASA USA Softball. Tonight is a special evening as we induct 8 individuals into the National Softball Hall of Fame. In front of their family, friends, and colleagues, we will celebrate and honor their accomplishments and contributions to the great sport of softball with their enshrinement into one of the most prestigious halls in the nation. Before we begin, I want to thank Louisville Slugger for donating each of the Hall of Fame inductees engraved bats that they will be given in recognition of their Hall of Fame honor. Thank you so much to Louisville Slugger. They support us year in and year out. We appreciate everything you guys do for ASA USA Softball. Now I'm going to introduce the head table. To my right, we have President of ASA USA Softball, Warren Jones. We have our Executive Director, Craig Kress, and his lovely wife, Carrie. And then over to my left, we have the Chair of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, Doug Lindeman, and his lovely wife, Rosie. At this time, I would like to ask 2008 Hall of Famer Kevin Ryan to come up to the stage to lead us in tonight's prayer.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity for us to get together and celebrate in your name. We ask you to bless this food for us, and we thank you for the opportunity to gather and celebrate the induction of these great people into our Hall of Fame. Please help us do our business this week and keep us safe during this time and during our travels home. Also, please keep safe the men and women of our armed forces who allow us to do what we do by their sacrifice. All this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good job, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. As we get ready to begin our meal, please enjoy the evening's festivities. Just as a reminder, we have some framed displays of each of the Hall of Famers in the back of the room. If you want to sign these while we're eating dinner or once you finish dinner before we begin the program, you're more than welcome to. Now, I want to invite everyone to enjoy the dinner, and we'll begin the ceremonies after.
Battery made one of the best pictures in the game.
I'm very sure. Clearly not this. My mom is like the ultimate troll. I did believe it, and I ate it, and I'm healthy, so I'm good. Just wanted to give everyone a little heads up. We're going to start the program here shortly, so if you want to go ahead and return to your seats, we will begin here momentarily and begin honoring our inductees. All right. While everyone's finishing up their desserts, I want to go ahead and get started and introduce you all to the 2016 National Softball Hall of Fame inductees. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize all of our Hall of Fame members who are in attendance tonight. If you're a Hall of Famer, please stand for a round of applause. Even ones who are going in tonight. We just want to thank all of you for your contributions to our great sport and for everything you have done for ASA USA Softball. After tonight, this elite group moves to 394 people, and we are proud to honor them for their commitment to the sport of softball. Now please welcome to the mic ASA USA Softball President Warren Jones.
Thank you, Cody. Let's give Cody a round of applause for the great job she's done putting this together tonight. And for you Hall of Famers that are already into Hall of Fame, thank you. Thank you very much. It's very, I think it's a very rewarding situation for you folks to be in, and I really appreciate it. For the guys that are and gals that are going in tonight, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. All right, let's get started. Our first inductee for the National Softball Hall of Fame has been at the forefront of coaching some of the greatest athletes in the world, who many refer to as Coach E. You have to earn the right to play on Sunday. That was the mantra Coach Erickson told members of the 2016 USA Softball Women's National Team prior to them claiming the World Championship this past summer. Erickson fully embodies that message, as he has earned his way into the National Softball Hall of Fame following a storied career as both a player and a coach. Erickson began playing softball when he joined the Clearwater Bombers, playing from 1987 to 1982. He would join Miller Toyota and the Tampa Smokers up until 1997, when he won the Men's Major Fast Pitch National Championship with his fellow teammates. Erickson racked up additional honors on the international scene, earning a silver medal at the Pan American Games in 1991 and bringing home an additional silver medal at the 1995 Olympic Festival. He retired shortly after playing for the USA Select Team, which was the first American athletic team to play in communist Cuba in over 30 years, a highlight of his playing career. After hanging up his cleats, he remained in the game as a coach. His first head coach role came in 1997 when he led the junior men's national team at the Junior Men's World Championship in St. John's, Newfoundland. In 2002, he joined the women's national team program as an assistant coach, the same year the team captured a gold medal at the World Championship. A highlight of his coaching career includes being an assistant coach for the 2003 Pan Am Games gold medalist and going on to coach at the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, where the U.S. Olympic softball team would put on one of the most dominant performances in Olympic history. Erickson tacked on another gold medal as an assistant coach at the World Championship in Venezuela in 2010. In 2011, he took over the women's national team program, continuing the legacy established before him and producing a gold medal at the 2011 Pan American Games in Mexico. Most recently, Erickson helped the U.S. women reclaim the gold at the 2016 World Championship. Tonight, Coach E becomes a member of the National Softball Hall of Fame now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Erickson.
Well, thank you so much.
I'll hold it for you.
This was about a year ago. I'm sitting on my couch in Tampa, Florida, watching the Jets lose again. And I get a text from Sam Ducato. He says in the text, "Congratulations." Okay, I text back, "Thanks." For what? His next text, because Sam is a man of many words, "You're in." Great. Sam, I'm in what? "You're in the hall, dumbass." So I don't know how to respond to that because I'm in the living room and I'm watching the game. So Warren Jones calls me 30 seconds later and says, "Congratulations, brother, you made it into the Hall of Fame, USA Softball Hall of Fame." And he'll tell you that I got real emotional because of all the years and all the people I've known and so forth, and everybody that's helped me along the way. And he says, "It's amazing that your wife was able to keep it a secret." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Oh, she was involved." Click. So I yell, "Hey, Deb, come on in here." And I'm still just trying to wipe my face clean and the whole deal. And I said, "Hey, I made it to the Hall of Fame, and I'm going over there to give her a hug and a congratulatory kiss, hopefully." And she says, "Yeah, how about that? Hey, the garbage goes out tomorrow, and the dog needs to be washed." So it keeps you in perspective of where your place is, not only in the world, but also with what you do. I was very fortunate to be picked by my mentor, Mike Andrea, to coach a team. And I found out real early that coaching women was a lot different than coaching men, and it keeps everything really humble. We had a great pitching staff in 2002, 3, and 4, and obviously Jenny Finch was on that staff, and Lisa Fernandez, Kat Osterman, and Lori Harrigan. Our first tournament together in 2001 was in Hawaii. And Lori was on the mound, and she was struggling a little bit. And you have to know Coach Mike Andrea, because how he communicates in the dugout is through grunts and face inflections, whether he's happy, mad, or really angry. And so after a couple of grunts, I knew it was time to go out and visit Lori on the mound. Lori's 6'1", but with her hair on and her lipstick, she looks like she's 6'6". And Stacy Newman is a pretty big-sized catcher, okay? And she meets us out there, and I'm in between both of these gigantic people of the game. And so I'm going to really enforce my will as a first-time coach with these guys. And as soon as I walk out there, Lori says to me, "Erickson, what the hell are you doing out here?" Well, I'm going to put my foot down right away, and I said, "Lori, he sent me out here to ask you how you're doing." "Well, I'll tell you what you do, Erickson. You turn around and tell that little ba-ba-ba-ba-ba." I cannot repeat what Lori said that night, okay, or that day. And I turned to her and I said, "You got it." I walked back in the dugout, and Mike was there, and he asked me, "How's she doing?" I said, "Mike, she said she really appreciates your concern. She's got it from here." The people that I played with, and one of them is here tonight, Pete Meredith, great roommate, great teammate, competitor, had the biggest heart I've ever seen on the softball field. And I congratulate you, Pete, and it's an honor to go in at the same time you're going in. He was a great guy. Jenny Finch. You see what you get with Jenny Finch, okay? And her family and her parents did an unbelievable job of making her one of the most beloved teammates ever to don the USA women's uniform, and I don't think that anybody could ever tarnish that reputation. And I'm beyond excited to be here speaking before you get up here and speak. I know everybody's hearing this as wow, get Jenny up here. So. My wife made it very easy for me to continue in a passion that I have, and she raised 2 daughters by herself, a lot. Being on the road, playing, being on the road and coaching. I can't thank her enough. I love her so much. My 2 beautiful daughters, Tatiana and Natasha. You guys have made it easy to continue doing what I'm doing because you have also fallen in love with the game of softball. My mom and dad taught me respect. My dad put a ball in my hand, and my mom taught me passion and loyalty. The loyalty part to me is the philosophy that's made it easy for me to stay the course with USA Softball. I think it's probably the one key factor to a long-term successful relationship with the game and with the people around you, and that was enhanced by Mike Candrea, and it had a tremendous impact on me. The relationships were the best part of the game. Clearwater Bombers, the people that I met, John Hunter, Herb Dudley, Mike Hazel, Ray Trulock, David Grimes, Salt Lake City, Gary Cleverly, Gordy Eakin, Pete Meredith, all people that had tremendous impacts on me. The direct relationship with the people in USA Softball started early, and because I'm getting a little older, I am going to read these names to you, and I know I'm going to miss some names, but these are important people that I think, for me, would make it real easy or very hard for me if I didn't mention these names, so please indulge me for a little bit. Burt Weeks, Don Porter, Horace Bruff, Jack Mowat, Ron Radaganda, Tommy Zappone, Warren Jones, Carlton Benton, Polly McCormick, Sam Toccato, Marty McGuire, Craig Kress, Kevin Ryan, Shirley Atkins, Ralph Raymond, Jay Miller, Doug Lindeman, Ralph Weekly, Mike Andrea, John Rittman, Scott Whitlock, John Gavea, Andy Dooley, and it would be ridiculous if I didn't mention Phil and Ray Gutierrez. So I thank every one of you people tonight. In a career and in any organization, there's always a person that makes a difference in one's life. To me, it's Ronnie Isham. Ronnie Isham, his friends call him Bear, the girls call him Papa Bear, and I cannot repeat what Gaither calls him. I call him friend, lifelong friend, the epitome of loyalty. He gave me a chance and a challenge. 2011, he calls me up in January. He says, well, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, well, Barry, give me the good news. He says, you're the head coach of the United States national team. I said, well, what could be the bad news? He goes, you ain't got any players. They all retired. And we talked about it, and he said, that doesn't matter. I said, you're darn right it don't going to matter. We got so many great organizations at the youth level here that we're going to be able to pick some of the players, and if you give me a 5-year plan, we're going to win it. And we did it this summer in 2016, won the World Championships. Lastly, I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee. This accolade is about being very lucky to be surrounded by great teammates as a player, great people as a coach, and to all the guys and women that gave me the privilege to teach, all the players. You're the ones that keep the challenging going every day to make myself better as a communicator and as a teacher. You are the ones that make the diamond the best place on earth to be every day. Thank you.
Our second inductee is a two-time Olympian from California who is an ambassador for both the game of softball and for female athletes throughout the country. Jenny Finch is a two-time Olympian and Pan American gold medalist and three-time world champion who has become a well-known icon throughout the game of softball. Appearing in 2 Olympic Games, Finch was a mainstay on the U.S. pitching staff while helping put the USA Softball women's national team in the record books. At the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, Greece, Finch was 2-0 from the circle en route to a gold medal finish in one of the most dominating performances by a team in Olympic Games history. At the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games, Finch compiled another 2-0 record as the U.S. claimed silver at the sport's last Olympic Games. From her earliest days playing in the Junior Olympic program to her days playing with Team USA, Finch continued to be the face of softball, inspiring and motivating millions of young softball players across the globe. Earning All-American honors numerous times, With consistently solid performances in the circle, Jenny has grown to become an ambassador of the sport and shares her message of athletics, family, and faith throughout the country. A crusader for softball's fight to return to the Olympics, Finch has made a lasting impression on the game and within the ASA USA Softball organization. Tonight, Jenny becomes a member of the National Softball Hall of Fame, now and forever. It's my pleasure to bring to the stage Hall of Famer Jenny Finch.
Thank you. And Coach E, the exact thing that I was thinking was, oh great, I have to follow Coach E with his witty humor that I'm so not good with. But I'll do my best. But it is such an honor. I want to thank ASA USA Softball. I want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee. And I want to congratulate the other Hall of Fame inductees tonight and the past Hall of Famers. Thank you for paving the way for all of us. I'm so humbly honored, and my heart is over. Here we go. Told myself I wouldn't cry. I told Casey walking out the door, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to cry, and I knew it. My heart is overflowing with gratitude and appreciation for so many. To my ASA USA Softball family, you all, for the honor, thank you so much for making my dreams come true and the many dreams of so many. And the thousands of young girls who dream of wearing USA, red, white, and blue, and playing for their country. A lot of those names that Coach E named, I'm going to go through some of them as well, and I know that I'm missing a ton, but there's so many, and they truly became family to me. Ronnie, Polly, who is our MVP, she not only makes us look good on the field, she dresses us and gets us whatever we need to perform, but she also holds us together emotionally and physically as well, so much more than just taking care of our uniforms. Thank you, Polly. Julie, Big Brian McCall, so many, Doc Hargrove, Shirley, the selection committee members, and to all of the USA Softball staff over the years. Thank you. I wouldn't have wanted to travel the world with anybody else. And thank you for making just some incredible, amazing memories along the way as well. To my teammates, this is a team sport. There's no I in team. This is a team award and honor. I'd be nothing without. I'd be nothing without all my incredible, inspiring teammates over the years. Thank you to all of my teammates for making this game what it was for me. Making me look good out there on the mound, especially all of my incredible battery mates over the years behind the dish. And most of all, thank you for being the sisters that I never had. As a young girl growing up in LA, I wanted to be a Dodger. That was my dream. And the Lord had something way better in store. And I thank him daily for his mercy and grace and the platform of softball, and to him be all the glory. My mom and dad, my family, where do I begin? My backbone, they're my everything to the core. And I thank you for always believing in me, always making sure that I was the best I could be. And my dad instilling in me every single day, you gotta be the best that you can be, not that anybody else can be. And now I'm repeating that same thing to every young girl that I come across, is be the best that you can be. For all you have sacrificed, I can't put into words just how much I appreciate you both, from the Finch windmill to so many pitches to the best pitching coach around, my father. I can never thank you enough. My brothers for making me tough, not taking it easy on their little sister, and the endless support from them over the years. And kind of ironically enough, the little sister became the jock of the family. Casey, thank you for always being my biggest fan, my rock. Thanks for always encouraging me in all ways, no matter what it is or how crazy it is. Always pushing me to go for it. Always reminding me to stay true to who I am. I'm so blessed to live life with you. And my babies. And Mom, this is all your fault. I get it from her. She's emotional too. We joke that every senior day, no matter who it was, if she even knew them, I looked up and my mom was always crying. And it's like, Mom, we don't even know them. And sure enough, here I am now. So I get these tears, honestly. The Daigles, Dee Dee and Dustin, thank you for loving me as your own. Thank you for your constant love and support. So much selflessness over the years. Thank you for the amazing gift and opportunity of helping me go on the road and managing Casey and I's career, and with Ace too. And thank you, Ace, for being a good sleeper as well. Those first couple years, nothing better than getting up at 4 a.m. with a little infant and dragging him to China and all over the world. Crazy, crazy, but it was so much fun. And we couldn't have done it without the support of so many. And to the Daigles as well, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to put on the softball camps and share, and just what a joy it has been to travel around the country and put that gold medal in thousands and thousands of young girls' hands. What an honor it's been. Coach Candrea, oh, I'm not even halfway through. I love you. Thanks for bringing your A game daily and helping so many of us find and elevate our very own A game. Thanks for being a steadfast pillar of love and support and allowing me to become a Wildcat. Huge thanks to my entire Wildcat family as well. Thank you, Coach, for being a second father. All of the amazing coaches over the years. Coach E, what an honor it is to go in along with you. And to name a few from my childhood, Coach Mickey Smith, Gary Henning, Howard Kabata. I had so many amazing coaches over the years that were trying to make this 6'1" white girl athletic. From agility coaches to infield coaches, all of the above. To Erin, my friend, first and foremost, my agent, a hardworking mom as well, always believing in me and repping women as we deserve. Thank you for that, and huge thanks and appreciation always to you. I want to thank my Mizuno family, Jim Guagdano, who's here tonight, President Bob Pacini, Cindy, and the entire Mizuno family for believing in me, teaming up to bring the best for women in sport, and celebrating the fierceness in pink along the way. It's been such an honor and joy to have been teammates for the last 14 years and still going. Not just labeling baseball equipment softball, but making it a passion to give us women and girls the very best equipment to compete and to bring out our very best on the playing field. I'm forever thankful for this long-standing relationship with Mizuno, and it's way beyond any athletic field. I might need a tissue. Before I keep sniffling. Okay. Thank you. All right. Excuse me. Growing up watching Debbie Doom, hitting the roads with my parents, idolizing, watching Michelle Granger. I remember we'd get the word of Lisa Fernandez was pitching at Artesia Park, and here my dad and I would get in the car and we'd stand behind the backstop and just watch Lisa pitch. And not only watch her pitch, you could hear her pitches move. And I just remember standing on the other side of the fence looking in, just in amazement of how hard she worked. And so many women that have paved the way of playing this game and playing it to the best of their ability and raising the bar in it. So many memories around the softball field. I went from Leo Brian Amico and Laura Berg, Lisa Fernandez, and Lori Harrigan's autograph line in 1996 while watching them play on tour, to 8 years later sharing a dugout with these 4 women. So incredibly amazing. What a thrill it was to look to my left and see Lisa Fernandez, Laura Berg in my same dugout. It was surreal, it was incredible, and I can honestly say I'm so thankful that I got to know them as teammates first and foremost and learn from them and work beside them every single day, but most importantly call them the friends and the sisters that they are, just incredible women, and so many across the board that I can say thank you to for setting that standard of USA softball. I could never, ever possibly begin to thank everybody. Like I said, it's a team, and I think that's why I'm so emotional, because there were so many people that have come across, and I know many of you along the tour stops have graciously welcomed us into your communities, your homes, and have allowed us to go after our dreams and encouraged us to go after our dreams. And, you know, every once in a while, run into somebody and they said, oh, our kids played together, or I watched Ace in such and such town, and you know, so many people along the way have helped me accomplish my dreams, and along with USA Softball. I think one of the greatest gifts of sport is it unifies us, it brings us together, different cultures, different religions from all over the world. I just remember being in awe of the Olympic Games, and that's one thing that I'll cherish forever. It was, here we were, everybody from all across this world, and yet the best in what we do, the most competitive people out there, but yet here we are in a healthy, competitive environment, and how sport unifies us together. And that's, I think, one of the greatest gifts of game and sport. And I want to thank you all for that support of this game, and most of all, bringing people together through the game of softball. And to the Dodgers, no way, you couldn't have come close to this. No way ever. And through This Week in Baseball, I ended up getting a scouting report in the big leagues. So they told me they knew that the third pitch was going to be the changeup when I was going around facing major leaguers. And so I always tell young ladies, never stop dreaming and never stop believing. You never know where it's going to take you. And I didn't make it to the big leagues, but I ended up having a scouting report in the big leagues, and that was pretty cool. Thank you all. Thank you, USA Softball. Thank you, Craig, Warren, all of the above. What a blessing it's been. Thank you.
Our third inductee of the night was a four-time All-American who was also recently inducted into the Metro Detroit Softball Hall of Fame. As a four-time All-American, Harry Haroyan was one of the premier fast-pitch players in the 1960s and 1970s while playing ASA USA Softball Championship play. A two-time first-team All-American, Haroyan was not only an outstanding catcher, but also a utility player who played on some of the top fast-pitch teams in the country. In addition to his All-American honors, Haroyan was also selected to 10 all-regional teams and was a member of the 1979 national champion McCardle team of Midland, Michigan. A teammate of past Hall of Fame inductee Carl Walker, Harry Haroyan made an everlasting impression on the game of fast-pitch softball en route to his induction into the ASA USA Softball Hall of Fame. Tonight, Harry becomes a member of the ASA USA National Softball Hall of Fame, now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Haroyan.
Anyway, I want to thank just a few people. I want to thank Cody Warren and the committee. I want to thank Stu Alderman, the commissioner of the Detroit Metro ASA. And I want to thank the greatest pitcher that ever played the game of fast pitch softball, Bonnie Jones. With him, we won the world champion in '64. He was runner-up in '61 and '70, 3 times the most valuable player, which I believe is a record. I want to thank Grant Keys, one of my remaining teammates, his wife Patricia, his daughter Chula, who is also on a world championship team. Stand up, Chula. Take a bow. And I want to thank some of my opponents. One of them is also being inducted. Tom Penders, sitting over there. He used to beat us all the time. Never forgive him. And then I'm going to tell you a little story and end it. One of our greatest rivals was in a town, small town in Ohio, Ashland, Ohio. Now, if you've ever been there, you would understand. They had a beautiful ballpark in the park itself. And when you played there, it seemed like the whole town turned out to cheer for their team, except for one family. One family cheered for us. And they had us over for dinner every once in a while, which we greatly appreciated. And then their son, if you can believe this, has been instrumental in me being here, Warren Jones, and his family, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. And we thank them very much. And I thank everybody, and good night, and have a great weekend.
Our 4th inductee for the 2016 Hall of Fame class is considered one of the greats in men's fast-pitch softball history. One of the greatest pitchers in the history of ASA USA softball, Peter Meredith holds the record for most wins in ASA USA softball national championship play, compiling the 55-win, 27-loss record at the time of his retirement in 2002. A 12-time All-American and 4-time member of the USA Softball Men's Fast Pitch National Team, Meredith won silver at the 1995 Pan American Games in Mar del Plata, Mexico, and pitched the U.S. to a gold medal at the 1998 ISF World Championships in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. He also won a bronze medal as a member of the 2000 ISF World Championship team in East London, South Africa. Impressive stats of Pete's, including his 61 tournament championships, 8 no-hitters, 100 strikeouts in a single tournament, and 21 strikeouts in a single game, are just a few highlighted accomplishments that have marked his exceptional career. Tonight, Peter becomes a member of the ASA USA Softball National Hall of Fame, now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Meredith.
pretty tough to follow that act. That was pretty impressive. Quick story, true story. When, social media just explodes everything, and I actually wanted to kind of keep this quiet and under the low, kind of, not tell anybody and all that good stuff. But the team found out, BYU found out, and it kind of spread through the school. And everywhere I went, everybody was patting me on the back, congratulations. And after a while, you kind of get a big head. And one of my players, Ellie Haycock, come into my office, had eyes as big as saucers, and comes in, man, it's so awesome. You're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I kind of stop. I go, it's okay. She goes, no, you're getting inducted in the Hall of Fame with Jenny Finch. Can you get me an autograph? Jenny, you owe me an autograph. I would like to thank the ASA USA Softball and all the committee members and staff. A special thanks needs to go out to Warren Jones, Steve Rawlings, and good buddy Tommy Gray for putting all this together. Appreciate the hard work you put in there for receiving, obviously, this humbling award. I would also like to congratulate my fellow recipients and their families and loved ones that are here tonight. A sincere and heartfelt congratulations. I especially would like to thank all my old teammates, from my old roomie, Kenny Erickson, and his family. I bet our families are glad that ASA USA didn't put us all in the same room, the swamp. I would also like to give a special thanks to our good friends, Rick and Levon. They've been he's like a brother to me, and his lovely wife. Appreciate you guys being here. Love you guys. I never dreamt about being in the Hall of Fame. I don't think anybody really does. I played for the love of the game, and that's pretty much what I did. I just went out and did my thing day in, day out. I would like to thank all my teammates, all the coaches I've had over the years. Too many to name, but without them, obviously, none of this would be possible. As Jenny eloquently put it, there's no I in team. There's two people in my teens that I'd like to recognize a little bit here. One was Merv Clymer, coach back in Dunedin, New Zealand. He was a guy that had faith in me when no one else did, and I didn't either. He'd stick me out there and tell me to pitch, and I'd just get rocked. I'd get just tated all over the place, and he'd come out and he says, "Hey, you've got this," and the rest of the team would go, "No, he doesn't." And and he'd walk off and says, "You've got it." We're down 10-0. Just give us a chance to get 11 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Another guy that kind of influenced me was Graham Anderson. He was first baseman on the team that I kind of migrated to, and he was much older than I was, but he took this snotty-nosed kid and kind of worked with him every day and kind of found a place for us to play and for me to hone my skills, and he didn't have to do that. He just did it out of kindness of his heart, and with that love and with that passion with both of those guys, I learned to succeed. The biggest reason I'm able to stand here today is because of my beautiful wife. None of this would be possible without her love and unwavering support for all those years. Back in our day, we would start playing in April and finish in September. We would have at least a 100-plus game season. Start playing on a Tuesday night, play again on a Thursday night, and then get ready to go out on a tournament Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we did that all summer long. There wasn't 4th of July's off. There wasn't any of that stuff, and she never complained. In fact, the total opposite. She'd actually push me out the door and pat me on the back and say, "Go give it your best," and all the rest of it. So I can't say enough about that. And really, the only thing I used to give her is when I come back Sunday night was a big bag of laundry, and she'd be glad to kind of do that. And honey, I love you for that. I had two codes of conduct that I really played for. And it didn't matter whether I played the Sisters of the Blind or ADM or Pink. When I crossed that chalk, I gave it 110%. I didn't back off. I played with that intensity and gave it everything I had. And, you know, as I said in the beginning, you don't dream about being in the Hall of Fame. Your body of work puts you there. The second part of that is I had and there's a lot of umpires here tonight. I was one guy, and there's probably a lot of guys, but I was one guy that never blamed an umpire. End of the day, their job was tough enough, and I would always take the accountability that I'd just make a better pitch, get in a better situation, get an opportunity to win. And those are the two creeds or codes that I live by. Very proud of that. I stand before you very humble by this award, and I say thank you and appreciate it. Thanks to ASA USA Softball. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, big guy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our fifth inductee for the 2016 Hall of Fame class has an impressive career with the ASA USA Softball Umpire Program. One of Georgia's finest umpires, John Nelson has not only helped to further the game of softball at a state level, but a national level as well. Having umpired in over 17 national tournaments, ranging from girls slow pitch to men's super slow pitch, Nelson has received outstanding evaluations at all levels. While umpiring, colleagues of his say he had the utmost respect for the players, coaches, and fans in the stands. A member of the medals program since 1969 when he achieved silver status, John has been a member of the National Indicator Fraternity since 1991 and was WBSC certified in 1998 and achieved elite status in 2003 in slow pitch. Off the field, he has spent time helping in the recruitment and training of new members, as well as volunteering at umpire community events such as Special Olympics, Red Cross, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and many more. Highly respected throughout the community, his impact has been prominent, and he continually personifies what it takes to be a great umpire and true supporter of softball. Tonight, John becomes a member of the ASA USA National Softball Hall of Fame now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, John Nelson.
Well, I'm going. First of all, I'd like to say thanks. And this is not my thing, getting up here. You know, I can call balls and strikes and out and safe all day, but getting up in front of people is not my favorite thing. And before I begin, my funniest thing in my career, I was flew into Oklahoma City one day, and there's supposed to be guys picking us up at the airport. And so my friend Henry Paula, he sent somebody to pick me up. So I sit there for maybe a couple of hours. Nobody never showed up. So I go and get a taxi, and I go to the motel. Nobody never says anything. And then we was at the banquet. He had me in the stand, and he sent Bill Plummer to pick me up. He said the reason why Bill didn't find me, he told everybody I was a little short white guy. and I wish y'all would bear with me. You know, like I said, this is, you know, if I make a mistake, please forgive me, because, you know, I'm not here for no 5 minutes. I'm just here a minute and a half and I'm out of here. But first of all, as I stand here before you tonight to read this, to receive this prestige induction, I believe this truly is a dream come true. When I started this journey 48 years ago, I never thought I would be here. It had been a fun-filled and fantastic adventure. I met some most incredible people as I traveled across this great country of ours. I made some lifelong friends, both on and off the field. And first of all, I want to thank God for putting me in a job that allowed me time and schedule to get the game. Thank God for keeping me healthy and giving me energy and to make the fantastic voyage. Thank you to all the ASA staff members, trainers, friends that encouraged me, had confidence in me. Some ASA guys that I met years ago had gone on, but will never be forgotten. Thank you to my family who continue to love and support me. Thank you to my wife that spent countless hours researching, collecting material to put this nomination application form book together. Without her, what that song say, I never would have made it. I want to thank my pastor, his wife, and my church family for being here. We would be here all night if I tried to name every person one by one. But I know that I really appreciate each and every one that stood behind me, taught me, motivated me, and inspired me. I consider this a huge blessing and honor to be here with a great pride and humbleness to accept this recognition. Thank you and good evening.
Our next inductee for the 2016 Hall of Fame class is a legendary NCAA men's basketball coach who also established a much-deserved reputation in men's fast-pitch softball. Combining to play 15 seasons, including seasons with the legendary Ray Bestos Cardinals and Franklin Cardinals of Stratford, Connecticut, and Worcester Interstate Batterymen of Massachusetts, Tom Penders won 5 national championships and is considered as one of the greats in men's fast-pitch history. Named first-team All-American in the 1975 and 1976 national championships, Tom always found a way to get on base or get a key hit in the game. 14 ASA national tournaments and 6 national ASA finals also marked his notable career, in addition to his performance on the 1984 ISF World Championship team with Team USA, where the team earned the bronze medal. Accumulating 5 national championship rings is a feat only having been accomplished by a handful of players during his era. Penders established a much-deserved reputation as a player who could serve in all areas of the game, becoming a defensive star in addition to his timely hits offensively. Contributing to the success of the 1976 national championship team with the Ray Bestos Cardinals, he set a tournament record for highest fielding percentage, committing 0 errors. A legendary NCAA men's basketball coach on the East Coast and at the University of Texas, it was inevitable his path would lead to a career in softball as he grew up alongside his dad, who was an ASA commissioner in Stratford, Connecticut. Throughout his playing career, Penders was remembered as a versatile player who was willing to do whatever it took for the good of his team. Tonight, Tom becomes a member of the ASA USA Softball National Hall of Fame, now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Penders.
Whew! How do you follow these acts? My God, Jenny and Harry and even an umpire. Anybody want to get up and do some jumping jacks? Move around a little bit? Come on, do we want to get up a bit? A little stretch? Come on. Come on, everybody get up. Everybody get up. Come on, if you feel it, get up. If you don't feel it, sit down. Anyway, I spent a lot of time trying to put a speech together, and I don't normally do that. And as a basketball coach at the University of Texas, and I was in New York City for 12 years, and Texas, half my family's in Texas, and half my family's back where I came from, Connecticut. But fast pitch softball gave me an opportunity to travel the world, to see places I never thought I'd see. And I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about myself because I always thought the game was about winning. And I played for my father, who was a legendary high school coach in Stratford, Connecticut. And Stratford, when I grew up, in the 50s, was it was the Yankees, Dodgers put together, and I was a Brooklyn Dodger fan, by the way, Jenny. I wanted to play for that team because I grew up, Sandy Koufax happens to be a good friend of mine because of his love for basketball. And this great sport of ours brought me all over the country and all over the world, too. And thanks to USA Softball, I said it without saying ASA, and I think this is also a very historic year to go in, not just because of that, but who I'm going in with. I joked to a few people that they were worried about having people at the banquet, so I got a call from Jenny Finch's people and asked me to come. But anyway, I have so many people to thank, but I don't want to do that because I'm going to forget somebody. But I did want to pay special thanks to George Franklin, who picked up the Revestas Cardinals sponsorship in 1980 and gave me another 5 great years in the game and allowed us to win that 5th ring that I'll proudly wear on my finger, this one forever. But I never thought about Hall of Fames, and my dad taught me how to play on an open field. He said the only way to be a good baseball player is to play with no fences. And he felt the same way about slow pitch softball, too. My dad was a fast pitch player back in the 30s and faced shifty gears, by the way, because he used to talk about them all the time. But anyway, the game started in the cities. It started in places like Detroit and New York and Bridgeport, Stratford, industrial cities where they didn't have room to build a baseball field. We have one baseball field in our town of 50,000, and it has my dad's name on it. And they named it after him while he was still coaching. And every year when the Breakettes were playing in the Nationals, which was often, And this was when I was 9 years old. My dad brought me there, and I watched them. I saw the great Bertha Reagan, Joni Joyce, and Donna Lopiano, and Kathy Aronson. Kathy Aronson used to throw batting practice for us after they won all of their championships in August. She was dating a catcher on our team, and Kathy was, every bit as great as anybody that ever pitched, men or women. She was a competitor and won many, many championships. But just making the Rebestos Cardinals was a very difficult thing to do. In 1968, I was drafted in the 9th round by the Cleveland Indians, and in my rookie year, I had an unbelievable rookie year. I made the All-Star team and hit .302 in A-ball. They brought me right up to Double-A, and they didn't want me to leave, but my best friend was Al Lewis, who is a Hall of Fame pitcher, no longer with us, but with us every day. Al Lewis, a great man and a great friend, kept bugging me and telling them, hey, you can get a job here. Yeah, you're a UConn graduate. We'll take care of it, this and that. He's recruiting me. Anyway, I told the Cleveland Indians no. I gave up baseball to play fast pitch softball. And someday I would love to see the game return to that type of thing. But, we got away from everything. Instead of having things like that in our cities now, you have broken down playgrounds with glass on them and people who aren't around to even clean it up. It's sad. But I understand from talking to Coach and Ken Erickson that we've got some outstanding young players in the men's side now, junior level, and I was talking to the real head coach here earlier. And that's a good sign, because I just think of my dad's baseball team in high school. You don't have a field named after you unless you're pretty good. But my dad was a humble, quiet guy, and everybody in my hometown of Stratford, I'm just Jim Pender's middle son, Tommy, the snot-nosed kid, the point guard from UConn that everybody hated or loved to hate, etc., except UConn fans, because we won. I was told I was never going to be good enough to do this, do that, and I basically told people, where to put it and to watch me. And that's when I was at my best. And if I brought anything to the Rebestos Cardinals, it was that type of attitude in 1969, because our lineup had 7 Hall of Famers in it then. And I was a pretty good player at UConn, played in the College World Series and all that, played pro ball. Somebody asked me, which is easier to hit, Double-A pitching or fast pitch? At the level I was playing at the time, from 1969 to 84, I faced about 20 guys that threw it over 100. It was nothing to, if you played the Rebestos Cardinals, we went 91-6 one year. We had 4 pitchers that could be in the Hall of Fame. Al Lewis is one, Metro Zurich's another, but we had this guy named Dick Norenberg from California, from Los Angeles, 6'9", and mean, just like Peter on the mound, competitive. He was Norenberg Jr. when I saw him. We never had to face Peter, thank God. That's why I retired, in the year I retired. But Norenberg was 6'9", and every big game he ended up pitching. He was a great, great pitcher. And I think of all John Anquilleri and Carl Walker, the 2 greatest hitters I've ever seen. And Harry Heroyan, one of the great catchers of our game. When I was very young, Harry was already a Hall of Fame type catcher. Heck, in '64, when they won that world title, I was a freshman in college, and I said, wow, that guy can catch. I think Manny Sanguillen copied him, too. If you ever saw Harry, he'd get down low for that pitch on the outside corner. He'd put that left leg all the way out, his butt's basically on the ground. He was a balancing act. He was a great one. Anyway, I don't want to leave the stage without introducing the most important Penders in the room. She spent many a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon watching doubleheaders and chasing kids, and a great fan of the game and knew a lot about fast pitch softball. And that's my, the wind beneath the wings is so true in softball, in coaching. You think when you have to come home after losing a tough game to Oklahoma where you led them all game, and who's there? Nobody, except Susie. She learned how to break down a basketball tape better than any man other than a college basketball coach. I wouldn't be anywhere without my better half, Susie. Susie Penders, please stand up. Oh, there you are. Come on, please. All right, I also want to thank anybody that, I've missed, including up until this point, probably the most important guy in the process to me, and I was so excited when we lost Bill Plummer. It was such a loss to all of us who knew him. He knew the game and loved the game of men's fast pitch and women's fast pitch. He just loved it, and he respected it. He knew the history of it, as I did, as much as I knew. He was unbelievable, as we all know who knew him. But there's only one guy who could replace him that I knew, and that was our president, Warren Jones. And Warren, we're all grateful to have you leading this great operation. And Harold's about ready to give me the hook, one of these babies, not the hook to the side of the head. But anyway, all my teammates, the ones that are in here, I happen to be the 13th for bestest Cardinal to come into that, which happens to be my luckiest number. Our baby daughter was born on May 13th, on a Friday the 13th. It's everything good for me. I don't think I ever lost a basketball game on a 13 number for some reason, and it comes up big for me again. I'm proud of everybody. George Franklin, who picked up that team, and Bill Simpson, I know they're smiling somewhere. George is still with us and is so interested still in ASA softball. He should be up for one of these awards at some point, I hope. And I think of the guys who aren't in yet that are great, great players, and hopefully their day will come, because this is such a big league event. I've been living my entire life in the toy department of a big department store, in a mall, the toy department, playing ball, coaching ball. I played fast pitch till I was 39 years old. I wouldn't take a job outside of the New York metro area so I could still play for the Cardinals. So I stayed at Fordham University probably a lot longer than I should have. Almost got my butt fired, went to Rhode Island, then went to Texas. I was always a step ahead of the posse. That was another secret of mine. And also, and I'm so glad we have a great umpire going in, the great umpires that the ASA produced during my time, in my era, and I mean that I can think of so few times, never in a tournament. And I think the players respected the tournament, the sport, because it was Major League. And it's my goal to see it really come back one day to that level. But there's one last, I want to thank God. I also want to thank all those great veterans that fought for us in the past, that are fighting now. We're at war, and are going to fight for us in the future. May God bless them, and God please bless USA Softball. I'm proud and so humbled to be part of this great thing. Thanks.
Good job, bud. Good job. Right on.
Congratulations, Tom. Our next inductee hails from Omaha, Nebraska, and has been supporting the game of softball for over 33 years. Milton Terry Peterson, or as everyone likes to call him T, has been instrumental in providing support to multiple ASA USA softball teams. Passionate about the game of softball and the number 13, T's 13 teams have recorded a combined 3,300 plus wins, a record of successes that will go down in the record books of ASA USA softball history. One of the winningest coaches, sponsors, and managers in men's slow pitch softball history, T's 13 has competed in 34 consecutive national championships. Notable highlights include 14 top 10 finishes, 7 top 5 finishes, and 2 Class A national championship titles. Diligently promoting ASA USA softball on both the state and national level, Peterson connects and stays connected with those with whom he has worked, creating a family that many players aspire to join. With his class and integrity for the sport of softball, Peterson has put Nebraska on the map and made an impact on each player he has coached and managed over the years. Those close to him say, if you are a talented slow pitch player in Nebraska or Western Iowa, you want to play for Terry Peterson. Tonight, Terry becomes a member of the National Softball Hall of Fame now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Peterson.
Wow. I'm going to start out, and I'm going to send out a shout to the people that are watching this on the internet, to the 500 players that I've got that are sitting at home tonight. T's 13's doing well. To my son, Ron, who's having a party at our house in Omaha. I told him don't get thrown in jail, but I said a shout out to him and his friends from the Sox. They're watching this on TV tonight. What would you all call a team with 800 losses? Well, when you have 3,500 wins, it's 78%. So it's not bad. 100 wins a year for 35 years, that's pretty good. I would like to congratulate all the other inductees. This is one of the neatest honors that you could ever have, or that I could ever have. I would like to thank Joe Patterson, who is our state rep, who without him I wouldn't be here because he's the one that sent in the nomination. And to my coach, who's been our coach for the last 6 years, Nick Shaw, who put together a 26-page report on what T's had done and actually took it to Louisville last year so that everybody could see what we'd done. So thanks to Nick Shaw also. I've got 2 of my players here tonight that came down from Waterloo, Iowa. Charlie Casilla and Ryan Pennybaker. I think it's really great that you 2 guys showed up. It's made the day really neat. Thanks to my family, I've got 2 daughters, Jackie and Tricia. I've got 2 sons, Rock and Ron. And to my wife, Jill, who has allowed me to do this. Our anniversary is tomorrow, 23 years. Jill's been to 25 national tournaments. And when you stop and think about it, you know, you look around the room and a lot of people don't get to 25 national tournaments, period. So she's been great to stay with me all that time. Tees 13 started in 1981. Our first national we went to was in Waterloo, Iowa. We went 7-2. Our 2 losses were to the number 1 team and the number 2 team. We came in 5th. Then I'm going to fast forward to 2001. The ASA came up with this neat idea that they would have a West champion and an East champion. And we went to McAllen, Texas, and we prevailed and won the West. And then we went to Oklahoma City to play the East champion. And you have to understand that I've got some guys on my team that are really crazy. And I was getting ready to make a speech, and this, well, everybody knows Cap. Cap says to me, my real name is Milt, but it's Tees 13. Cap says, Milt, I've been with you 15 years. We've heard the same speech for 15 straight nationals. And I said, well, okay, I'll try and do something different. So we were in the parking lot down in Oklahoma City. I looked over at the Hall of Fame and I said, look, this is the first ever World Series National Championship. If we win this, Tees 13 will be on the top of that list and they can never take it away from us. We won the series 3-2. Championship game, we won 34-13. That's 13 is my lucky number, and we stuck them on it. And in that game, we only batted 3 times. This is kind of hard. It's fun being up here. Tees 13 has 22 top 10 finishes at nationals, 5 in the last 2 years. I have a new C team that we have now in Omaha. They were seeded number 1 in the C this year. Our A team was seeded number 1 this year. Got double dipped in the finals. We got second. The same team played in the majors on the weekend and got third in the majors. The year ago, and the last 2 years, our A team has won 10 of the top tournaments in Minnesota. 10 in 2 years. The priorities on our team have always been family, work, tees, of course, God's number 1. But that has worked for our team. I'm accepting this honor for the 500 players who have played for Tees 13. This is a team honor. You know, I mean, I've been lucky enough to be a part of it, but it's a team honor. Hopefully tonight will not mark the end of an era. God willing, Tees 13 has a lot of years ahead with a lot of wins and few losses. Thanks to the committee, and one thing that our team has got on the back of their shirts, and I'm going to finish with that, and that's our shirts say, Tees 13 for life. Thank you.
How are we all doing? We still awake out there? I still got you? Okay. All right. Our final inductee for the 2016 National Softball Hall of Fame is someone we are all very familiar with. A dedicated administrator in the softball community, Mick Renison has a long history of working to make the game of softball better for all those who participate. In addition to his 25-year playing career, Mick has served in a variety of positions, including tournament director, an ASA rep for national tournaments, at-large player rep, allied member, committee chair, and was a member of the board of directors. Currently, Mick serves as the commissioner for Indiana ASA USA softball, while also serving his community of Bloomington as deputy mayor. His ability to maintain a grounded focus among a large group for the enhancement of the game of softball is what has set him apart from others. Serving as a key member on the Equipment Testing and Certification Committee for over 10 years, his solid decision-making has been integral in the regulation of equipment. Mick also serves as the chairman of the Long Range Planning Committee, where he has been effective at implementing change in order to grow the game by using sound surveying and planning principles to lead change efforts. Needless to say, the impact that Mick has had will leave a lasting impression on ASA USA softball. Tonight, Mick becomes a member of the National Softball Hall of Fame now and forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Mick Renison.
So, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Do you know why? It's the last speech of the night. It's quite surreal to be up here. I should be out there. I wondered what I'd have in common with Jenny. I just found out what it was. Emotions. Didn't think they'd start this soon, though. So for the last 27 years, I've been on that side of this bright light in my eyes. And for some strange reason, I'm on this side, and it is very surreal to be here. I think of the credentials of the people who walked on this stage before me, and all I can come up with is I finished 4th in the men's slow pitch C-State in Indiana in 1989. I'm pretty sure that's not why I'm up here. It meant a lot then, though. I want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me to receive this honor. I want to thank Dick Gullman for nominating me to receive this honor. I want to congratulate my fellow Hall of Fame inductees tonight. I will be proud to join you in a picture afterwards, and everyone will go, "Who is that guy?" They'll know everybody else. Well, maybe some of you will know me. There are a lot of things I never thought that I would get to do in my life or experience. As a native Hoosier, basketball is in my blood, and I've been fortunate enough to keep statistics for the IU men's team since 1983 with a courtside seat. I was talking to Coach Penders and telling him I worked for Coach Knight, and we had some good stories to talk about there. We couldn't tell them all, but there are plenty of them. That led to being able to be a Maui basketball tournament statistician since 1995 and to travel to that beautiful island 21 straight years. I never thought I'd see it once, and it's been 21 straight. I've also been fortunate to have a 35-year in the field of Parks and Recreation, serving 20 of those years as the director of the Bloomington Parks and Recreation Department, until this past year, just about a year ago today, when I got a call from the new mayor-elect, and I thought he was going to ask me if I wanted to be the Parks and Recreation Director, because that's what he told me he was going to ask me to do. Instead, he asked me to be his deputy mayor. I never saw that one coming. And this wasn't in my speech a week ago, but seeing the Cubs win the World Series, you can clap because I'm going to in a second. And attending Game 3, even though they lost, first World Series game in Wrigley Field since 1945. That morning, I got a call from my friend who keeps statistics with me. "What are you doing right now?" "I'm going to a meeting about a new hospital we're building." "Why?" "I have 2 tickets to the World Series." "I'll be right there." 4 hours later, we were on the L, headed off to Wrigley Field. Well, those are some of the things that I'm thankful for in the non-softball side of my life. Those are certainly not the reasons I'm standing here tonight. I've been fortunate enough to have played in 3 ASA National Slow Pitch tournaments. That's also not why I'm here tonight. But I've had the privilege of hosting 27 ASA National tournaments and serving as the director for the first 10 of those. In 2011, I unexpectedly became our state commissioner in Indiana. Didn't see that one coming either. and in 2013 was fortunate enough to be elected to our state Hall of Fame that bears the name of our former Commissioner Wayne Myers, who many of you know. Never imagined that would happen in my wildest dreams, but tonight, as Coach Bender says, no one dreams. Peter Meredith says, you don't even imagine yourself in this position. I do know this about softball, it gets under your skin. You got your tissue, Jenny? Everyone in here has been impacted by this sport. It's been touching us somehow in some way. What little playing career I had, but certainly enjoyed, started when I was a senior in high school, and my best friend at the time introduced me to a summer slow pitch team. I went to Indiana University and was running around on an open play field, Bryant Park, for some of you in the audience that are from Bloomington will know where that is, and some older guys, basically people my age now, said, well, there's a fast guy, let's get him on our team, we need some youth on our outfield. That led to starting to play recreational softball in Bloomington. Before I knew it, I was running the leagues in Bloomington. Shortly after that, we built a complex, and we've had 27 ASA Nationals since that complex was built. None of that, I imagined, would ever happen. And then this, from playing summer slow pitch softball. Along the way, I've met great friends while playing in leagues and conducting tournaments and serving as an ASA council member since 1989. Some of my closest friends are in the audience tonight. Friends that I met through softball. That's what has made all the time and energy that we all put into this sport worthwhile. The relationships and memories that are created because we all connected through the great sport of softball. I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the many people who have made this recognition possible. Since there are way too many to mention, I've decided I'm going to do it by category. So let's start with, and these are many behind-the-scenes scenes. I want to start with my Indiana ASA staff. Many of them are here tonight, and the ones back home. I appreciate all that you do. You're all volunteers, giving of your time because you care about the sport that we all love. All the maintenance staff, the scorekeepers, the umpires, the ASA reps we've had at Bloomington and where I've gone and worked in other sites, UICs, concession workers, volunteers, Parks and Recreation staff, national office staff up here, and previous staff members. And all the other behind-the-scenes people whose work pretty much goes unnoticed, but who are all critical to the experience that the players, the spectators, take away when they come to a park to participate in this great sport. And on to one more very important category, family. To avoid a tearful ending, although I started with a tearful beginning, to this speech, let me just say what we all already know. We owe a lot to our family members. For they allow us to devote so much time to softball, which inherently takes us away from them. So if you would, to give me a break from being teary, please join me in thanking all your family members around you tonight. Stand up and give them a hand for not just the ones that are here tonight, but the ones at home. Stand up. Thank you for that. That allowed me to take a breath. To all of you, thanks for the opportunity to contribute to this great sport. Thanks for this tremendous honor, and thanks for the relationships that make it all worthwhile. Thank you very much.
Good job, bud.
What a fantastic evening hearing the stories and memories from years of outstanding play and commitment to softball. Let's give our 2016 Hall of Fame class one more round of applause. One final piece of business. It's now my pleasure to announce the 2017 Hall of Fame class. That was determined by the Hall of Fame committee meeting this afternoon. that will be inducted at next year's meeting in North Carolina. The members of the 2017 class include, in the players category, slow pitch division, Mark Martin and Willie Simpson. In the fast pitch division, Rick Minton, Robert Quinn, and Evans Telagatis. In the umpire category, Jimmy Derrick and Gary Evans. And in the meritorious service category, Mike Candrea and Dick Goldman. Thank you, and congratulations.
Congratulations again to our class of 2016 and our newly announced class of 2017. And thank you to everyone for attending tonight's banquet and for sticking with me through the end. I appreciate it. At this time, I would like to invite all 8 of our honorees back up here to the front tonight to take a stage for a class photo. So if you don't mind, all of you 2016 inductees, John, Terry, Peter, Harry, Tom, Jenny, and Coach G, right up here to the front. We're going to take a class picture, and after that, we will be done. So thanks again, guys, and congratulations. Have a good evening.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. all through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket.